Ardens, you're so broke, you developed schizophrenia so you can see money in your wallet.
Hey Ardens, you know what would be funny for a YouTube video? What, brain? If you build a piggy bank where every time you save money, it makes fun of you for not having money. That's a shit idea, brain. Like, what's the point? Why would I even do that? For the memes? Okay, brain, how would I even begin a video like that with such a dumb concept? Don't worry about that. I have a story to tell that will lead up to it. Intro, please. As the old saying goes, money makes the world go round. Nowadays, thanks to the internet, there are numerous ways to make money online. And according to my biased decision making, YouTube is by far the best platform to do that. And you'll often hear some content creators say, I don't do YouTube for the money. Well, guess what? I do. I do. At least that's part of the reason why I do it, because believe me, if I couldn't make money on this site, this is what my videos would be like. Here's a fun fact. Before I started doing YouTube full time, I used to work in fast food. And it's no surprise when I say I despised it. I swear, the type of people you meet as a fast food worker will have your brain develop backwards. Hello, welcome to Wendy's. What can I get you? How much is your $5 biggie bags? They say that working a 9-to-5 job promotes personal growth, challenges you to be more creative with your time, and helps you achieve a good work-life balance. Bullshit. All it did for me was reinforce my hatred for people. But not you guys. You guys are awesome. I remember asking my parents to let me quit my job so I could put more time into doing YouTube. And understandably, they weren't having it because 1, I was starting college and they wanted me to start saving. And 2, it was very hard for them to wrap their heads around how I could generate an income by sitting at home all day talking alone in my room. It's now been 6 months since I quit my job, and there have been multiple occasions where I've considered filling out some applications because, let's just say, it has not been looking too good. But at the same time, I'm really not trying to go back in here for 8 straight hours. Luckily, I have a solution. I'm going to build a piggy bank that will roast me and strike fear into my heart every time I use it. It will constantly remind me of my lack of wealth and my dread of working a 9-to-5 job. This is a solution because one good way to motivate oneself is through fear. And so, this is going to make me feel like I have no other choice but to succeed as a content creator. In short, this is kind of like the if I don't reach that tree before that car, I'm going to die type of mentality. Alright, here's a brief rundown of this project. Our piggy bank will be a rectangular box called Porky. It's going to have a slit where we can insert coins, and it's going to have to know when a coin has been inserted. When a coin has been detected, it will output an insult such as, Ardens, I think it's time for you to get a job. Rev up those fryers. To make things more interactive and interesting, I will be giving Porky voice recognition so he can chat with me. Porky will have 2 states, a listening state and a recognizing state. These 2 states will be represented by 2 LEDs. The listening state will be green and the recognizing state will be blue. The green LED will tell us that Porky is waiting for us to give him a command. And the blue LED will tell us that Porky is parsing our command to generate a response. And the tool that I'll be using to accomplish all of this is a Raspberry Pi. Let's start off by creating a system that will detect when a coin has been inserted into the piggy bank. I'll be using a laser transmitter and a laser sensor to create a tripwire. We can use a laser tripwire to detect things in 2 different ways. We can have it so that the laser beam is constantly hitting the sensor, and when an object gets in the way, it gives an output. Or we can do it the other way around, where the laser beam is constantly blocked by an object, and when the object moves out of the way, it gives an output. In our case, we want to detect the coins using the first method because the coins will block the laser for a brief moment when we insert them into the box. Now that we have a way to detect the coins, let's give Porky a voice. For this, I went and used a text-to-speech Python library called pyttsx3. I first used this library on my Windows computer and I very much liked how it sounded. But the voice sounds completely different on my Raspberry Pi. And that's because the Pi runs on Linux. It did not occur to me that different operating systems have different text-to-speech engines. Windows uses SAPI while Linux machines use eSpeak. And eSpeak sounds like absolute garbage. Oh my goodness. eSpeak might be the worst speech synthesizer I have ever heard. I wrote the same program on both OSs and I want you to have a listen to how eSpeak sounds compared to SAPI.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping.
Do you see what I mean? It's fucking trash. I'm not using that. So to keep the text-to-speech voice I wanted, I recorded Porky's insults on my Windows computer and saved them as files. I then sent those files to my Raspberry Pi and wrote a program to play them at random once a coin entered the box. Pretend my finger is the coin passing through the laser.
They say a fool and his money are soon parted, but Ardens, I don't think you and your money ever met. You might think YouTube is your bread and butter, which is funny because all you can afford to eat is bread and butter. Ha 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 ha. Ardens, I think it's time for you to get a job. Hey Ardens, did you know that you can live a normal and healthy life with one kidney?
Now let's program Porky's voice recognition feature. The library I'll use to do this is called speech recognition. The first thing we need to do is give Porky a wake word so he can start processing our speech to generate a response. Similar to these voice assistants, Porky's wake word will be Porky, because that's his name. So here's how this program works in a nutshell. It records what I say, splits the words, and places them into a list. We nerds call that an array. For example, if I say, "Hello, how are you?" each word will be placed in its own position in that array. We nerds call that an index, starting from 0 and going to however many words you have in your speech. Now, if I say something like, "Porky, how are you today?" what the program will do is check if the wake word, Porky, is the first item in the list. And the next thing it will do is check for a specific word or words within your speech to decide which response to give. See? Simple. Now remember when I talked about the two states Porky could be in? A listening state and a recognizing state? Well, you see, I won't really know which state Porky is in unless I look at the program while it's running. And I don't want to have to do that, so we'll add some LED lights and program them to turn on and off based on which state is active. Recording will be green and processing will be blue. Okay, everything is done. Now we just have to take all of this and put it inside the box. And there we go. We're ready to start saving money and hear what Porky has to say. I couldn't come up with enough insults for Porky, so I went and asked my Discord members to give me their best Ardens You're So Broke roast they could come up with. And they delivered. By the way, you should definitely join the server. You get early access to the videos if you're in there. The link is in the description. Now let us see this piggy bank in action. Porky, say hello.
Hello Ardens, if it isn't the broke boy himself.
Porky, how are you doing today?
Bruh, I am a piggy bank, not your friend. Ardens, you're so broke that the government wants you to tax them. Honestly, why does your broke ass even bother? Ardens, you're so broke that you can't even afford Cricket Wireless.
Oh, that one there was a violation.
Ardens, you're so broke that when a teacher asks for an example of debt, the whole class looks at you. Ardens, the amount of money in your bank account is so small that it results in a singularity.
Oh, that one there was a violation.
Bruh, how can you be both penniless and bitchless? Choose a struggle.
Porky, but I'm not bitchless.
Soon enough you will be if you don't get your money up.
Porky, making money is difficult though.
Skill issue. Ardens, you're so broke that the NFT bro is a better example. Ardens, you're so broke you can't afford a smile. Ardens, you're so broke, Arby's gives you a free discount for their burgers.
Porky, do you know how much money I have right now?
About the same number of friends you have. If you didn't get that joke, I'm saying you're lonely. Ardens, you are so broke that you got an eviction notice from your bench. Ardens, you're so broke you can't even get free samples at Sam's Club or Costco.
Porky, seriously, how much money do I have right now?
You know damn well you didn't give me the ability to know that. Regardless, I know it's not above $5. Ha 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 ha. Ardens, you're so broke, Kit Kat gets jealous of you. Ardens, you're so broke that Spotify doesn't even ask you to buy premium. Ardens, you're so broke, you had to sell your old mic and ask Khan Academy for theirs.
Oh, that one there was a violation.
Ardens, you're so broke that the homeless are making care packets for you. Ardens, you're so broke, you developed schizophrenia so you can see money in your wallet. Ardens, you're so broke, tax attorneys pity you. Ardens, you're so broke, when you go to get your computer repaired, they try to fix you.
Why?
Ardens, you're so broke that you program on a school's computer. Ardens, you're so broke, your phone is still a Nokia brick. Ardens, you're so broke you can't even pay attention to getting an original video idea.
That was fun. Here are a couple roasts I couldn't use, but I want to show them because they were quite creative. This one was sent by Alephier. He sent a QR code and when I scanned it, it said, haha, too broke to render text. And this one, I love this one. Bro made a whole website called How Broke is Ardens. It looks so cool, and I can now keep track of how broke I am. Shoutouts to you, Brian. I'll leave a link to it in the description for anyone who wants to check it out. I don't know if it's still up though. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You'd be surprised at how much trouble I went through to finish it. So please hit the like button if you found it entertaining. If you didn't, let me know why and give me some constructive criticism. Thank you so much for watching it this far, and if you're not subscribed, consider it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.